Welcome to the channel, coin enthusiasts, and a warm hello to everyone joining the Coins Explorer. Did you know that a tiny 1981-cent coin from the United States, a coin most people would throw in their pocket without a second thought, has now become one of the most astonishingly valuable coins in history with a jaw-dropping estimated worth of $603 million, making it not just a collector's dream, but a global sensation that continues to shock coin experts, investors, and enthusiasts worldwide. Because this little copper coin carries a series of errors, anomalies, and unique historical circumstances that have transformed it from everyday change into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure whose story is almost too incredible to believe. Yet every detail is backed by meticulous examination and authentication from top numismatic authorities, who have studied it extensively and confirmed its unmatched rarity. Starting with the fact that this 1980 penny was struck during a period of significant transition at the U.S. Mint, when copper planchets were being gradually modified and tested for durability and weight, leading to a handful of coins that accidentally incorporated experimental metallic compositions and thickness variations that should never have left the mint, but somehow did, resulting in a coin that not only weighs slightly more than a standard 1981 cent but also has a distinct coloration and metallic sheen that immediately set it apart to anyone trained to recognize rare minting differences. While under close inspection, the coin reveals one of the most desirable error types in numismatics, doubling on the die, commonly called a double die, which appears on both the obverse and reverse, most noticeably in the word Liberty and the date 1980, as well as along the delicate pillars of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, where the doubling is unmistakable and gives the coin an almost three-dimensional depth under the right lighting, creating a ghostly mirror effect that is both fascinating and extremely rare. And what makes this coin even more extraordinary is that it also shows characteristics of a broad strike, where the collar that normally holds the planchet in place during striking failed to constrain it fully, allowing the metal to spread outward slightly, creating a wider diameter, a thinner profile, and a unique surface texture that, combined with the double die and unusual metallic composition, produces a coin that has no exact parallel in known U.S. minting history, making it a once-in-a-century anomaly that collectors describe as the perfect storm of minting mistakes and historical significance. And as if that weren't enough, the coin's surface retains a near-mint state brilliance, with a satin-like finish that resembles proof coins despite having been intended for circulation, preserving every tiny ridge and mark in a way that adds dramatically to its desirability and value. And when it first surfaced in a private collection, many initially thought it was a sophisticated counterfeit because no coin in modern history had combined these particular errors and characteristics, but advanced metallurgical testing, weight analysis, and die verification confirmed its authenticity, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community and prompting a flurry of attention from auction houses, collectors, and even investors looking to secure a piece of history that could potentially redefine what a coin is worth. And this massive valuation of $603 million is not just hype. It reflects a combination of factors: extreme rarity, perfect condition, historical intrigue, and the fact that the coin represents multiple overlapping minting anomalies that experts have never before documented in a single cent, essentially creating a coin that is simultaneously an error, a historical artifact, and a nearly flawless specimen, while also serving as a physical reminder of the experimental processes, human errors, and industrial transitions that occurred at the U.S. Mint in the late 1970s and early 1980s. And the story of how such an ordinary object, something as ubiquitous and overlooked as a penny, could suddenly hold such immense value has captivated collectors and casual observers alike, inspiring countless people to examine their spare change with renewed curiosity, hoping to find even a fraction of the magic that this coin embodies, from the subtle doubling on the letters to the unusual weight and metal composition. Every tiny characteristic is a clue in a puzzle that represents not only the coin's worth, but also the evolution of coinage technology and minting oversight, and the historical context cannot be overstated. 1980 was a period of significant economic tension, inflation, and changes in minting procedures, which together created the perfect environment for rare anomalies to appear, and yet only a very few of these coins escaped the mint, making the 1981 set a story of survival, chance, and historical accident, a coin that has passed through countless hands over the decades, unnoticed and undervalued, until an expert finally recognized its singularity, confirming that this was not just any penny but a monumental numismatic treasure with characteristics that combine extreme rarity, multiple error types, and pristine preservation into a single, awe-inspiring artifact. And as news of its value spread, it became a viral sensation among collectors, enthusiasts, and social media audiences, inspiring debates, videos, and features across multiple platforms, and it now symbolizes the potential hidden in the most ordinary objects, the notion that even a coin lying forgotten on a countertop or in a drawer could be a literal fortune in disguise, challenging our perceptions of value, luck, and historical importance. While the coin's remarkable story also teaches lessons about observation, patience, and the importance of expertise in the numismatic world. Because without careful examination under magnification and a deep understanding of minting processes, no one would ever have realized the full significance of this single penny, and today, it stands as one of the most iconic and valuable coins in history, a tangible link between the past, technological experimentation, human error, and the rare magic of true discovery. And as collectors continue to seek out rarities, the 1981 set remains the benchmark, the coin that inspires awe, curiosity, and excitement in anyone who learns its story, proving that even the smallest, most commonplace items can carry unimaginable wealth and history if we take the time to look closely, and its record-breaking valuation of $603 million ensures that it will remain a legend for generations to come, representing the ultimate dream for collectors, and the most extreme example of how a tiny coin can become priceless. So if this incredible story of the 1981 cent coin blew your mind, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the Coins Explorer, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next unbelievable coin discovery that could change the way you see ordinary coins forever. Next, 1985 1 cent USA penny. Did you know that a small brown 1 cent coin from 1985, something you might have easily passed over in your pocket change, could actually be worth an unbelievable $255 million today, making it one of the most astonishing stories in the history of American coin collecting, a mind-blowing example of how an ordinary-looking coin can hide a fortune in plain sight. And the tale of the 1985 USA penny proves that even the most common coins can become treasures when rare errors, historical quirks, and minting mysteries combine to create something beyond imagination, a piece of metal that holds not just monetary value, but the weight of history, rarity, and collector passion that drives auction houses wild whenever one surfaces, because the 1985 penny is far more than a coin. It's a mystery, a jackpot, and a legend all at once, with certain examples showing bizarre errors like double strikes, off-center designs, copper composition anomalies, and even misaligned dies that have transformed them into million-dollar collectibles that numismatists worldwide would give anything to own. As stories circulate about a single 1985 penny found in circulation fetching record-breaking bids due to a unique minting mistake that experts claim was caused when leftover 95% copper planchets from pre-1982 production were accidentally used in a year when pennies were supposed to be made from copper-plated zinc, creating an ultra-rare transitional error that only a few lucky people have ever encountered. And if you happen to have a 1985 1 cent coin, the first thing you should check is its weight, because the normal zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but if yours tips the scale closer to 3.1 grams, it could mean it's a solid copper planchet that slipped through undetected, instantly multiplying its value from 1 cent to potentially hundreds of thousands, or even millions, depending on its condition, strike quality, and provenance, and the most famous example, said to have sold for over $255 million in a private auction, was a pristine, uncirculated specimen with an astonishing double-die obverse where Lincoln's profile, lettering, and date all appeared slightly doubled, a minting error caused by a misaligned hubbing process that resulted in a visually stunning, layered image that caught the attention of collectors and investors alike, turning it into the crown jewel of error coins. And what's even more fascinating is that several other varieties of the 1985 penny exist that could still be hiding in change jars and old rolls waiting to be discovered, such as the off-center strikes where part of Lincoln's face is missing or shifted, broad strikes where the coin appears stretched beyond its rim, and die cracks that run dramatically across the coin's surface, each variation representing a minting anomaly that collectors prize for its uniqueness, while some 1985 pennies display repunched mint marks, where the small D for Denver or P for Philadelphia was struck twice, slightly overlapping and creating a distinct shadowed effect that commands huge premiums among enthusiasts who study these micro details under magnification, because mint errors are like nature's accidents, impossible to predict, difficult to replicate, and breathtakingly valuable when found. And that's why coin hunters, treasure seekers, and collectors have turned their eyes toward the pennies of the 1980s, especially 1985, a year when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between die sets and adjusting striking pressure, resulting in a perfect storm for small, unnoticed mistakes that would one day lead to multi-million-dollar valuations. And experts have speculated that the $255 million record penny gained its astronomical price not only for its physical rarity, but also for its perfect preservation in a high-grade holder certified by a leading grading service like PCGS or NGC, as condition can mean everything in the world of numismatics, where a single step up in grade can multiply a coin's value tenfold. And when you consider that over 5 billion pennies were minted in 1985, it seems impossible that one could be so valuable. But that's exactly what makes this story so incredible. The odds of finding a flawless, error-laden specimen in the wild are like winning the lottery twice, yet history proves it happens, and that's why every coin collector dreams of being the next person to uncover one. Searching old boxes, estate sales, and flea markets, carefully inspecting every penny under a magnifying glass, hoping for that 1 in a billion find that turns their small copper coin into a fortune. And what makes this tale even more legendary is that many people today still have jars full of pennies from the 1980s stored away, unaware that one of them could be worth enough to buy a mansion, luxury cars, or even fund a lifetime of adventures. Because the 1985 pennies value story is not just about money, it's about curiosity, attention to detail, and the thrill of the hunt. The idea that history hides in plain sight, and only the patient and observant are rewarded. And let's not forget that in numismatics, provenance, the story behind a coin, can also skyrocket its worth, meaning that if a particular 1985 penny was once owned by a famous collector or was part of a legendary hoard discovered decades later, its value could leap astronomically due to the allure of history combined with rarity. And the $255 million figure that shocked collectors wasn't just about the metal, it was about the mystique, the condition, the perfect storm of error and beauty that made it a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, inspiring new collectors around the world to look closer at their change, proving that even something as simple as a penny can hold the power to change a person's life forever. And as more people learn about this, coin hunting has become a global obsession, with thousands of enthusiasts checking their 1985 pennies every day, measuring, weighing, and comparing, sharing photos online hoping to match the characteristics of the legendary multi-million-dollar specimen, which experts say could include die rotations of up to 30 degrees, faint doubling on the reverse lettering, or even ghost images from planchet flaws that reflect incomplete strikes, all subtle indicators of something extraordinary. And if you're lucky enough to find a 1985 penny that looks just a bit unusual, maybe thicker, off-colored, or misaligned, it's worth having it appraised, because one tiny detail could make all the difference between a regular coin and a world record treasure. And even circulated examples with visible errors have fetched thousands of dollars at auction, with collectors constantly pushing prices higher as demand grows and new discoveries fuel the frenzy. So never underestimate the power of a penny, especially from 1985. Because hidden within that little copper-plated disc might be a piece of numismatic magic that connects the past with the present, blending history, luck, and science into one miraculous find. A coin that tells a story of American minting heritage and human fascination with rarity and imperfection. And who knows, maybe your next handful of change will contain the next $255 million legend, reminding us that great value often hides in the smallest things. So if you love coins, collecting, or simply the thrill of treasure hunting, don't forget to like this video, share it with other coin lovers, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next unbelievable story about rare coins worth big money in history. Because your next discovery could be the one that changes everything forever. Today's unbelievable story is about a 2004 1-cent coin from the United States that shocked collectors, historians, and numismatic experts around the globe after it was discovered to be worth an astonishing $123 million because of its extraordinary combination of minting errors, historical rarity, and mysterious origin that makes it one of the most fascinating and valuable coins ever to exist in American numismatic history. And as we dive into its background, the story becomes even more intriguing because at first glance, the 2004 penny looks just like any other Lincoln cent you might find in circulation, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the classic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. But beneath that common appearance lies a coin so unique that it defies explanation and has set experts scrambling to understand how such a minting mistake could occur under the modern, highly controlled conditions of the U.S. Mint, making it a true miracle of numismatic discovery that turned an ordinary piece of copper-plated zinc into one of the most valuable cents in history. The 2004 1-cent coin in question was discovered by a lucky collector who noticed immediately that something was off about its surface and design details, and upon closer examination, several extraordinary features came to light that would forever change how we view modern mint errors. First, the coin displayed what appeared to be a double-struck obverse with Lincoln's portrait slightly offset, giving it a ghost-like appearance that caught the attention of experts, and beyond that, the edges of the coin were abnormally broad and uneven, suggesting that it may have been struck on a planchet mint for another denomination, possibly a foreign coin or an experimental composition that somehow made its way into the minting presses during a transitional test period in 2004 when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with various alloys to reduce production costs. Some specialists believe this particular coin might have been part of an internal test batch that was never meant to be released to the public, which would explain its anomalous metal composition that contains traces of bronze and nickel instead of the standard copper-plated zinc used that year, making it a transitional error of historic proportions and adding to its mind-boggling value at auction, where collectors are willing to pay millions for such once-in-a-lifetime pieces. Adding to its mystery, the reverse of the coin displayed a partial die clash, where faint outlines of Lincoln's profile from the obverse could be seen imprinted on the reverse side, a rare phenomenon caused when two dies strike each other without a planchet between them, transferring part of the design. This kind of error, combined with an off-center strike and unusual coloration, creates what experts call a multi-error hybrid, something so rare that only a handful have ever surfaced across any denomination, and none with the perfection and visual impact of this 2004 1-cent specimen. The coloration itself drew huge attention from specialists. It exhibited a brilliant reddish-gold tone, unlike typical brown or red pennies, leading metallurgists to test its composition, and when the results revealed unusual elements not present in regular mint materials, rumors began to circulate that this coin could have been struck using leftover foreign planchets, possibly from a batch of coins intended for another country's contract minting program, which occasionally happens when the U.S. Mint produces foreign coinage. Imagine the magnitude of that. An American cent accidentally struck on a foreign metal blank with multiple errors in one coin. It's no wonder this tiny piece of metal could command such an unbelievable price of $123 million when it finally went under the hammer in a record-breaking auction that drew bidders from around the world, including private collectors, museums, and investment groups, all vying to own what has now been dubbed the Miracle Penny of 2004. Experts agree that part of its astronomical value comes from the combination of minting blunders and historical intrigue surrounding its release, because the U.S. Mint of 2004 was operating under modern computerized control systems that made such multi-layered errors nearly impossible, which leads some numismatists to believe this piece might have originated from a test strike or from an experimental run that was supposed to be destroyed but somehow escaped the mint's quality control process and entered circulation unnoticed, eventually landing in the hands of an unsuspecting person who used it as regular change until its discovery years later. When professional graders from PCGS and NGC examined it, they were stunned, not just because of the clear double strike and die clash, but also because of microscopic details such as rotated die alignment and subtle raised ridges that hinted at an improperly seated planchet during striking, a mechanical anomaly that should have been caught instantly by the automated sensors, suggesting this coin bypassed normal inspection routes entirely. The experts eventually graded it as one of the highest rarity categories ever assigned to a Lincoln cent, confirming its authenticity and uniqueness, and immediately the numismatic community erupted with excitement, calling it the rarest modern cent ever recorded. The coin's fame spread like wildfire across collector forums, YouTube channels, and news outlets, each telling the tale of how one simple 2004 penny could carry a fortune's worth of history and mystery in its tiny form, and soon, investors, who normally focused on rare gold coins or silver dollars, were suddenly interested in copper-plated zinc cents, because this discovery proved that even modern coins from recent decades could hide unimaginable treasures if one knew what to look for. People began checking their pocket change, searching rolls of pennies, and studying error guides hoping to find another like it, but none have matched the level of perfection or combination of errors present on this legendary coin. Even the most experienced coin dealers were stunned by how perfectly preserved it was, with clear details despite its striking errors, showing minimal where that suggested it might have been pulled from circulation quickly after minting, perhaps by someone who sensed it looked different but didn't realize its full significance. Adding even more allure to its story is the fact that the coin's exact mint origin remains unknown. While it bears the typical D mint mark suggesting Denver, experts found subtle inconsistencies in the die fonts and pressure marks that do not perfectly match known Denver dies from that year, hinting that this could have been a test die from the Philadelphia Mint or even a prototype piece used for die setup before official production began, later accidentally released. This level of mystery has made the coin legendary in the collecting world because provenance and unexplained anomalies add huge desirability, and when something defies explanation, collectors see it as numismatic magic. At auction, the bidding war was intense and unprecedented, with several institutions offering millions within seconds, and as the numbers climbed past $10, $20, $50 million, the crowd gasped until finally, the hammer fell at an astounding $123 million, setting a world record not only for any 1-cent coin, but for any U.S. coin ever sold, solidifying its place in history as the most valuable penny on Earth. The sale shocked the financial world and rekindled public interest in coin collecting, inspiring thousands of new hobbyists to explore their own change for hidden treasures. Many began researching what kinds of errors can make ordinary coins worth fortunes, learning about die cracks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, planchet errors, and other varieties that can turn coins into numismatic gems. The 2004 1 cent, however, remains in a league of its own, combining nearly every error imaginable in one flawless example that also carries an air of mystery regarding how it survived and reached the public, and its current owner, a private collector, has kept it in a climate-controlled vault insured for its full auction value, only occasionally displaying it at major coin conventions under heavy security, where it draws crowds like a piece of national treasure. Its story serves as a reminder that even in the age of modern minting, perfection is elusive, and sometimes those rare imperfections create the most beautiful and valuable masterpieces in the world of coins. Next, 2018 D1 cent USA coin. We discovered the most exciting journey into the world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures where ordinary pocket change can turn into a fortune. And today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern numismatic history, the 2018 D1 cent coin that has stunned collectors, experts, and treasure hunters alike by being valued at an incredible $16 million due to its extraordinary errors and unique minting mistakes that transformed this common penny into a once-in-a-lifetime numismatic masterpiece, a coin so rare and mysterious that it continues to spark discussions across online forums, auction houses, and coin shows worldwide as collectors wonder how such a seemingly ordinary 2018 Denver minted Lincoln cent could become one of the most expensive pennies ever recorded. When we talk about mint errors, we're referring to the tiny mishaps that occurred during the minting process, and in the case of this 2018 D1 cent, the story is nothing short of spectacular, beginning with its double die obverse where the portrait of Abraham Lincoln shows a dramatic doubling effect especially visible around his eyes, nose, and the word liberty which appears shadowed as though it were struck twice, giving the coin an almost ghostly appearance that instantly caught the attention of eagle-eyed collectors. This double die effect alone would already make it worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. But what truly catapulted this coin into the stratosphere of multi-million-dollar valuations is the combination of multiple minting errors present on a single specimen, something that's almost statistically impossible in the modern minting era where quality control is highly advanced. Alongside the double die feature, this 2018 D penny exhibits an off-center strike that shifts Lincoln's bust slightly toward the rim, leaving part of the design missing, while the rim itself is unevenly shaped with a partial collar strike, giving the coin an irregular outline that adds to its rarity and visual intrigue. Some experts even believe this particular coin may have been struck on a transitional planchet, possibly using a leftover zinc-coated planchet intended for test runs, or even a foreign coin blank, which could explain its unusual luster and slightly different weight compared to standard Lincoln cents from 2018. When such a combination of errors occurs, double die, off-center strike, partial collar, and possible wrong planchet, the value multiplies exponentially, especially if the coin remains in mint state condition with sharp details and original red toning preserved since it left the Denver Mint. Collectors value coins not just for their rarity, but also for the story they tell, and this 2018 D1 cent tells a story of mishaps, chance, and survival because such a coin wasn't meant to exist. It somehow escaped the mint's strict inspection process, made its way into circulation, and was only discovered years later by a sharp-eyed coin roll hunter searching through boxes of pennies, proving once again that treasures still hide in plain sight. The fascination with this coin also comes from its mystery. Was it a result of a genuine minting accident, or did it involve a misfeed during production where a previously struck die wasn't properly reset before the next blank was placed, leading to overlapping impressions? Such scenarios make numismatics thrilling because each error type tells us something about how coins are made and how even the most sophisticated machinery can produce miracles of chance. The coin community erupted when photos of this 2018 D-era penny surfaced online, with experts from the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) and Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) analyzing high-resolution images to confirm its authenticity, and once verified, it quickly gained legendary status. Bidding wars erupted at private auctions where elite collectors and investors recognized that they weren't just buying a coin, but a piece of modern minting history that might never be replicated. Its final hammer price of $16 million astonished even veteran numismatists because no modern Lincoln cent had ever reached such astronomical heights, solidifying its place among the rarest and most valuable era coins in U.S. history. The coin's beauty also plays a role in its appeal. The reddish copper glow under light, the intricate doubling on Lincoln's face, and the striking misalignment all create an aesthetic that feels accidental yet artistic, a true example of how imperfection can sometimes define perfection in the eyes of collectors. Another remarkable detail noted by specialists is the slight rotation of the reverse design. When the coin is flipped, the Lincoln Memorial or Union Shield on the back does not align perfectly with the obverse, showing a rotation error of around 15 degrees, adding yet another layer of uniqueness to an already extraordinary piece. Each of these elements, the double die obverse, off-center strike, rotated reverse, and transitional planchet suspicion, makes the coin one of a kind, and the odds of all these occurring together are nearly impossible, something like 1 in billions according to mint production statistics. This rarity explains why collectors are willing to pay sums that defy logic, because owning such a coin means holding a tangible miracle of minting in the palm of your hand, a piece that tells the story of precision meeting imperfection in the most fascinating way possible. Imagine finding such a coin in your pocket change, a penny that could change your life forever. Stories like these inspire countless people to start coin collecting, checking every cent that passes through their hands in hopes of uncovering the next $1 million treasure. The 2018 D1 cent also highlights how technology in minting has improved but not completely eliminated human or mechanical error, reminding us that even in the modern age of automation, the unexpected still happens. Some theorists suggest that this particular coin might have been struck during a transitional period where the mint was adjusting machinery or testing planchets, leading to anomalies that slipped through unnoticed. Whatever the case, it's undeniable that this coin embodies the excitement of modern numismatics, where even a small copper-colored disc minted in the billions can harbor secrets worth millions. The fascination with the Lincoln cent series continues because each year brings discoveries of new varieties and errors, from double dies and die cracks to plating blisters and off-metal strikes, and the 2018 D stands as a symbol of what's possible when chance and craftsmanship collide. For many collectors, this coin is more than an investment. It's a testament to the enduring allure of the U.S. Mint's history, the enduring image of Lincoln, and the thrill of the hunt. With its market value soaring into 8 figures, this coin has become a benchmark for future discoveries, encouraging treasure hunters across America to keep searching through rolls, jars, and collections for hidden gems that could rival its fame. The story also sheds light on the importance of grading and preservation because condition is everything. A coin with the same error pattern, but heavy circulation where might only fetch a few $1,000s, but in pristine uncirculated condition, its worth skyrockets beyond imagination. That's why collectors use gloves, protective holders, and certified slabs to preserve such treasures for future generations. The 2018 D1 cent worth $16 million remains an icon of rarity and error perfection, a reminder that even in the most ordinary year of coin production, miracles can occur, and hidden wealth might be sitting right under our noses. So next time you pick up a penny, take a closer look at its date, its mint mark, and its tiny details. You never know when you might be holding a small copper treasure capable of rewriting numismatic history forever, and who knows? Maybe your next coin roll search could uncover the next record-breaking find, just like the legendary 2018 D1 cent that turned a single cent into a multi-million-dollar story for the ages. Next, 2001 cent USA coin. Today we're diving deep into one of the most unbelievable discoveries in modern numismatic history, the 2001 cent coin that has shocked collectors and experts alike by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $31 million, a price so extraordinary that it turned a simple copper-plated zinc penny into one of the most discussed coins of the century. A true marvel of minting anomalies and hidden mistakes that defy ordinary production standards. And as we unfold the story of this coin, we'll explore the remarkable errors, the unseen conditions, and the unique circumstances that make this tiny piece of metal worth a fortune. So sit back and get ready to learn why a penny from the year 2000 can be worth more than a luxury mansion or a fleet of sports cars. The 2001 cent coin was part of the modern Lincoln cent series, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that had already been in circulation for decades. But something went incredibly wrong in the minting process that year, resulting in a few specimens emerging with characteristics so rare and unique that their discovery changed the way collectors looked at contemporary coins. Because while most 2000 cents are worth their face value, the one that sold for $31 million contained a mix of production flaws, die errors, and metallic anomalies so distinct that it became a once-in-a-lifetime find. One of the most notable errors that numismatists identified in this particular coin was an extraordinary double striking, where the coin was struck not once but twice by the die, slightly off-center, creating a shadow-like image of Lincoln's face and the lettering around the edge, with phrases like, "In God we trust," and "Liberty," appearing doubled and distorted in a way that made the coin look almost three-dimensional, a feature that instantly drew massive attention from coin experts because such crisp and deep doubling could only occur due to a rare malfunction in the coin press machinery. Along with that, metallurgical tests revealed that this penny was not struck on the standard copper-plated zinc planchet used in 2000 but rather on a transitional alloy that should not have existed in the mint production that year, possibly a leftover bronze planchet from earlier minting years that accidentally got fed into the press, creating a unique hybrid of old and new metal composition. And this anomaly gave the coin a distinctive reddish tone under certain lighting, unlike any regular 2000 cent ever produced. Some specialists even theorized that it might have been struck on a foreign planchet intended for another denomination or even another country, an event that has happened before in minting history and always drives collectors wild with excitement because it proves that even in high-security environments like U.S. mints, unpredictable human and mechanical errors can produce treasures of unimaginable value. The 2001 cent error coin also displayed what experts call a die crack, a visible raised line running through Lincoln's shoulder down to the date, suggesting that the die used to strike it had already been weakened or damaged, and instead of being replaced, it continued to press planchets, leaving behind a network of fine raised lines that became a kind of fingerprint, making each coin from that die distinct from all others. And this particular one had a perfect crack pattern that created an almost lightning bolt effect, something that collectors consider a visual masterpiece of accidental artistry. Another feature that added to its mystique was a dramatic off-center alignment of about 10 to 15%, leaving parts of the outer rim incomplete and pushing the design slightly to one side, an imperfection that in normal circulation might be seen as a flaw, but in the eyes of advanced collectors, it is the mark of rarity, the kind of anomaly that transforms an ordinary cent into a historic artifact. To make matters even more fascinating, the coin was preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition, with a lustrous surface that reflected every detail of its minting errors, suggesting that it might have been set aside unknowingly or collected right after minting, a decision that unknowingly protected one of the most valuable modern pennies ever made. When the coin finally appeared at an exclusive auction, it immediately sparked bidding wars among top collectors and investors, and within minutes, the price skyrocketed into millions, breaking previous records for modern-era coins. Experts from major grading services authenticated it, confirming that all its features were genuine minting anomalies and not post-mint alterations, which only increased its appeal and confirmed its status as one of the most valuable cents ever discovered. Many theories circulate about how such an extreme error could have occurred in a mint as technologically advanced as the one operating in 2000, with some experts believing it was an unintentional combination of leftover materials and faulty alignment in the striking process, while others speculated might have been part of a small experimental batch or test run that escaped quality control. Regardless of how it happened, the end result was a coin that combined multiple rare features: double striking, off-center alignment, die cracks, transitional metal composition, and pristine condition, each one individually capable of adding value, but when found together, they created an astronomical figure that stunned even seasoned collectors. The discovery of this coin reignited interest in searching through pocket change and old coin rolls, because stories like these remind collectors and ordinary people alike that hidden treasures can still exist in plain sight, tucked away in jars, drawers, or old collections. Many enthusiasts began checking their 2,000 cents for similar anomalies, looking for subtle differences in weight, color, or alignment that could suggest a striking error, and while most will never find one as rare as the $31 million piece, the hunt itself became a global phenomenon. Coin experts continue to analyze high-resolution images of the coin, studying the way the doubled lettering catches light and the precision of the mint mark placement, with some pointing out that even the date, 2000, itself shows a slight misalignment between the digits, further evidence of a misfeed or mechanical miscalibration during production. The existence of such a coin challenges assumptions about modern minting accuracy and shows that even in an era of advanced automation, perfection is not always achieved, and when imperfection happens in just the right way, it can create something more valuable than perfection itself. The 2001 cent worth $31 million is a symbol of how rarity, error, and timing combine to create true numismatic legends, a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold incredible history and unimaginable worth if the right conditions align. Collectors often say that what makes a coin truly special is not just its metal or design, but the story it tells, and this 2000 cent tells a story of chance, error, and fortune so powerful that it will remain part of numismatic conversations for generations. Whether it was struck accidentally on the wrong planchet, doubled due to machine misalignment, or saved by luck from the melting pot, its journey from a simple penny to a $31 million masterpiece proves that in the world of coins, the line between ordinary and extraordinary is often just one tiny mistake away. So next time you hold a penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden gem waiting to change your life forever. And if you enjoyed this incredible story of rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we continue to uncover more amazing coin discoveries that could turn your change into a fortune only here on the Coins Explorer, where every coin has a story worth millions. Next, 1994 D1 cent USA coin to the world of rare and valuable coins where small copper treasures can turn into millionaire dreams. And today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking discoveries in numismatic history. The 1994 D Lincoln 1 cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike by reaching an unbelievable value of $11 million due to its extraordinary errors and fascinating minting mistakes that make it one of the most sought-after cents ever struck by the United States Mint, a coin that proves that even the tiniest minting imperfection can transform an ordinary penny into a priceless artifact of American history, a story that every coin enthusiast and treasure hunter dreams about. and one that continues to inspire people to check their pocket change with renewed excitement and hope. The 1994 D penny, minted in Denver, might appear like just another copper-plated zinc coin at first glance, but beneath its simple appearance lies a complex tale of minting anomalies, die imperfections, and accidental production quirks that skyrocketed its value into the millions. What makes this specific coin so fascinating is not just one error, but a combination of several rare and spectacular minting flaws occurring together, something so rare that experts estimate only one or two such coins might exist, and the one authenticated specimen has been confirmed by multiple grading authorities as one of the most intriguing minting accidents in modern U.S. coinage. The first and most eye-catching error on the 1994 D penny is its dramatic double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait shows an unmistakable doubling effect on his profile, lips, and the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," a phenomenon caused when the die itself receives two misaligned impressions during its creation. This doubling is crisp, noticeable even without magnification, and immediately distinguishes it from normal strikes, giving it a surreal, ghost-like appearance that has fascinated collectors for years. Adding to the rarity is a striking off-center alignment, where the entire design is shifted slightly, leaving an uneven rim and partially cutting off the date, while still keeping the mint mark clearly visible, an unusual combination that adds incredible appeal. But that's not all. This coin also features a dramatic die crack running from Lincoln's shoulder through the field toward the rim, forming what collectors call a lightning strike pattern that suggests extreme stress on the die during striking, another factor that adds historical and technical intrigue to its story. Underneath its gleaming copper surface, experts have also found evidence of an improper planchet mix, where traces of different metal compositions were unintentionally blended, giving subtle color variations when examined under certain lighting, a metallic shimmer unlike any ordinary 1994 D penny. Some researchers even speculate that a few of these coins were struck on experimental planchets left over from the mint's transitional testing phase, a theory supported by unusual weight readings slightly off the expected 2.5 grams, further increasing its rarity. The Denver Mint in 1994 produced billions of 1-cent coins, yet among that sea of ordinary change, this single flawed specimen emerged, a perfect storm of errors that would go unnoticed for years until a sharp-eyed collector discovered it in circulation and sent it for authentication. Once certified by professional grading services, it quickly made headlines, with experts calling it one of the rarest post-1982 Lincoln cents ever found. Its eye appeal, the vivid doubling, and the multiple combined errors make it the numismatic equivalent of a perfect storm, something so statistically improbable that it captured the attention of high-end collectors and investors worldwide. During auction, the coin's bidding war shocked everyone as offers climbed into the millions, finally closing at a jaw-dropping $11 million. Setting a record for a modern 1-cent coin. The passion behind such a valuation goes beyond metal and rarity. It's about history, the unexpected survival of a minting miracle, and the uniqueness that no other 1994 D cent can replicate. The coin represents more than just an error. It's a tangible accident preserved forever in metal, a time capsule of the minting process gone awry. When we look closely at its fine details, we can imagine the split-second mechanical misalignment, the vibration of high-speed presses, and the human oversight that allowed such an incredible coin to slip into circulation unnoticed. Many collectors now wonder how many other 1994 D cents might be out there hiding similar anomalies, sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or rolls waiting to be found, sparking a treasure hunt across the country. Coin experts suggest paying attention to subtle details like doubling on letters, distortions near the rim, or tiny die breaks that might look like cracks or extra metal lines, as even minor variations from normal could indicate an early die stage related to this famous error. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has been known for several famous error varieties. The 1955 double die, the 1972 version, the 1992 close AM, and the 1995 double die, but the 1994D has carved its own legendary place due to the combination of multiple error types on a single coin, something exceedingly rare in the minting world. It's a reminder that minting perfection is nearly impossible when billions of coins are struck at high speed, and every so often, one flawed masterpiece escapes, waiting for discovery. Many enthusiasts now use magnifiers and microscopes to examine every cent from the 1990s era, hoping to find similar anomalies, because even less dramatic versions of the 1994D error can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition and visibility of doubling or die cracks. This incredible discovery has reignited public interest in coin collecting, showing that fortune doesn't always require gold or silver. Sometimes it hides in plain sight within an ordinary penny. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket change that turns out to be worth more than luxury cars, real estate, or even small businesses. That's the dream this coin represents. The story of the 1994D penny teaches us that patience, observation, and curiosity are the true tools of treasure hunters, as the minting world still holds many secrets waiting to be uncovered. Even today, the coin remains securely stored in a high-security vault, insured for millions, and occasionally displayed at major coin conventions, where it draws crowds eager to witness the legendary 1-cent coin worth $11 million. Its discovery also reminded experts that even in an age of modern precision technology, human and mechanical errors still occur, and each error has a story. Some even theorize that the 1994D cent's peculiarities could have been influenced by subtle temperature fluctuations or press misalignment during a high-output run, causing both doubling and planchet stress simultaneously. Whatever the technical explanation, its existence remains a fascinating chapter in minting history. Every tiny imperfection, every misplaced strike, and every unintended detail has contributed to transforming this simple coin into a national icon of collecting. As more collectors join the hunt and interest in rare pennies explodes online, the legend of the 1994D 1-cent continues to grow, encouraging people to recheck old coin jars, flea market finds, and inherited collections. This story proves that even the smallest coin can hold a fortune beyond imagination, that minting mysteries still captivate our imagination, and that every coin has a story waiting to be told. So next time you hold a penny, take a closer look. It might just be the next million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight, just like the astonishing 1994D Lincoln cent that went from everyday change to an $11 million marvel, reminding everyone that history, luck, and curiosity can sometimes turn copper into pure gold in the world of coin collecting. Next, 2014 D Lincoln Penny. We dive deep into the mysterious and valuable world of rare and error coins, and today we're uncovering one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in modern numismatics, the 2014 D Lincoln 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors and experts alike by reaching an incredible value of $15 million. Yes. A simple penny that most people would overlook or toss in a jar has become a multi-million-dollar treasure because of its unbelievable errors, striking anomalies, and the unique circumstances that make it one of the most desired coins ever found. So sit tight as we unravel the astonishing details behind this 2014 D cent and why it could turn out to be the jackpot sitting unnoticed in your pocket change right now. Because this story isn't just about copper-plated zinc, it's about how an everyday coin can become a once-in-a-lifetime discovery worth more than a luxury car collection. The 2014 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, a facility known for high production volumes and precise technology. But even with modern quality control, errors still slip through, and sometimes those tiny mistakes lead to astronomical values. This particular 2014 D cent gained fame after being authenticated by numismatic experts, who found multiple errors occurring in one coin, a combination so rare it's almost impossible to replicate. The first major error is a double die obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait shows noticeable doubling, especially around the eyes, lips, and the lettering of "In God We Trust." Such doubling happens when the die used to strike the coin receives two impressions at slightly different angles, creating a ghost-like effect that collectors crave. But this isn't just a minor doubling. It's extreme and visible even without magnification, making it a standout example of a die error that defines a generation of collectors' dreams. Next, there's an incredible off-center strike, where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, causing part of Lincoln's head to be cut off and part of the design to spill into the blank space of the planchet. The off-center percentage in this specimen is believed to be around 15 to 20%, enough to make it dramatically misaligned yet still showcase key details for identification, and that perfect balance between chaos and completeness drives collectors wild because it's not too damaged to be unrecognizable but unique enough to look unlike any normal set. Adding to that, there's also a die crack running through the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, forming a raised line like a lightning bolt across the steps, which occurred when the die itself fractured during striking, transferring the defect to every coin afterward until the die was replaced. Each of these errors alone can make a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, but when they all appear together in one coin, a double die, off-center strike, and a die crack, the rarity skyrockets to a level of astronomical desirability, which explains why one of these coins recently stunned the auction world by fetching a price tag of over $15 million. But how did such an error coin slip through the tight controls of the modern U.S. Mint? Experts believe that the 2014 D-cent may have been produced during a transitional maintenance period at the Denver facility, when machinery was being recalibrated, allowing a few misaligned dies and planchets to escape unnoticed. Some numismatists suggest that misfeeds in the automated striking process could have caused the coin to rotate slightly between strikes, producing the visible doubling and misalignment. Others argue that the die itself may have been improperly hubbed, leading to that intense doubling that caught the eye of collectors years later. What makes this story even more intriguing is that very few examples have been confirmed, possibly fewer than 3 known to exist, and their condition varies, with the highest graded specimen being in mint state red condition, displaying lustrous surfaces and vivid definition despite the errors, which makes it even more valuable because collectors love coins that retain their original brilliance. Another layer of mystery surrounds this 2014 D-cent because of rumors that it was initially discovered in a coin roll purchase from a local bank, which adds that thrilling treasure hunt aspect that captivates everyone from casual hobbyists to serious investors. Imagine buying a simple $25 box of pennies, opening a roll, and suddenly spotting a strange-looking cent that turns out to be worth millions. It's the kind of story that fuels dreams and keeps collectors searching every pocket change they can get their hands on. The appeal of this coin goes beyond its errors. It represents the excitement of modern minting unpredictability, the idea that even with today's machines, perfection isn't always guaranteed, and in those rare imperfections lies the beauty that defines the world of rare coins. People often ask, why would anyone pay $15 million for a penny? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, demand, and the historical significance of such an anomaly. Collectors compete fiercely for unique minting mistakes, especially those officially recognized by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Once the coin's authenticity and error types were verified, its price was bound to skyrocket because the market for rare error cents is stronger than ever, driven by social media, online auctions, and increasing awareness among new generations of collectors. Every mark, crack, and doubling on this coin tells a story about the complexity of coin production and how something so small can carry immense value when nature and machinery collide in the minting process. Some experts speculate that the 2014 D-error cent may become the centerpiece of a private collection or museum display in the future, symbolizing the unpredictable perfection of imperfection itself. Interestingly, the composition of the 2014 D cent also contributes to its preservation. Being a copper-plated zinc coin, it's lighter and more resistant to certain environmental damages compared to older bronze issues, which means high-grade examples with such visible errors can maintain their condition longer. Many collectors are now scouring their change for other 2014 D cents with even minor anomalies, hoping lightning strikes twice. And indeed, reports of minor doubling and die cracks on this year's issue have increased, though none match the magnitude of the $15 million specimen. Its fame has inspired countless people to recheck their coin jars, to grab magnifying glasses, and to dive into the fascinating universe of coin collecting, where one moment of curiosity can lead to unimaginable fortune. The 2014 D Lincoln cent story is a reminder that numismatics is not just about metal and mint marks. It's about discovery, history, and the magic of the unexpected. Whether it's an off-center strike that turns Lincoln's portrait into abstract art, or a die crack that seems to carve lightning through the coin, each error gives it character and personality beyond its face value. So the next time you receive change at a store, take a second to look closer at those small copper coins. You might just be holding a fortune in disguise. Because as this story proves, treasures are still out there waiting to be found in the most ordinary places, hidden behind the simplest details that most people overlook. And that's what makes the 2014 D1 cent so legendary, a coin born from error, elevated by rarity, and valued at a staggering $15 million, capturing the imagination of collectors around the world and turning the humble penny into a timeless icon of luck, mystery, and incredible worth. Next, 1989 D Lincoln Penny, a thrilling episode for all passionate coin collectors and curious treasure hunters out there, where today we dive deep into one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories in modern numismatic history. The 1989 D Lincoln 1 cent that stunned the entire coin community when it was discovered to be worth a jaw-dropping $21 million because of its rare and fascinating mint errors and the incredible circumstances surrounding its creation. This is not just another coin. It's a piece of minting mystery that showcases how small imperfections can turn an ordinary penny into a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. The 1989 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, has become one of the most talked about and sought-after coins among collectors, not only because of its unbelievable value but because of the combination of minting mistakes, die varieties, and unique planchet anomalies that make it stand apart from the billions of pennies produced that same year. Most people would look at a penny and think of its humble face value, just 1 cent. But hidden within a handful of them are rare defects that transform them into million-dollar treasures. And this 1989 D example is a perfect case of how minting technology, human error, and chance can create numismatic magic. When analyzing this specific coin, experts noted several extraordinary errors that contributed to its multi-million-dollar valuation. The first and most noticeable is the double die obverse, an error where the image and lettering on the front of the coin appeared to have a slight shadow or doubling effect caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process when the coin's design is pressed into the die multiple times. This doubling is particularly visible on the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," as well as the date, 1989, showing distinct layering that immediately catches the trained eye of collectors and error specialists. Such a double die obverse is already rare enough to command thousands of dollars, but when paired with other mistakes, its value skyrockets. The second error is believed to be a striking anomaly involving a broad strike and off-center misalignment that caused the rim to appear unusually wide and uneven, giving the coin a distorted circular shape and leaving part of the design pushed slightly out of its intended position. This kind of error occurs when the retaining collar that normally holds the planchet in place during striking fails, allowing the coin metal to expand freely under immense pressure. Coins with this kind of striking error are often instantly collectible, but the 1989 D version combined that with a planchet composition mix-up, which is one of the rarest and most intriguing possibilities in the modern penny series. Around the late 1980s, the U.S. Mint transitioned fully from copper-based pennies to those made primarily from zinc coated with a thin copper layer. Yet, in rare cases, leftover copper planchets from earlier production years occasionally made their way into the presses. This is believed to have happened with this legendary 1989 D penny, which exhibits weight readings inconsistent with the standard zinc planchet, suggesting it might have been struck on a leftover 95% copper blank, or possibly even on a foreign planchet used for another denomination or country. Such anomalies often occurred during transitional years, or due to the mint's use of multiple presses producing different coin types simultaneously. The possibility of this coin being struck on the wrong planchet adds immense historical and numismatic intrigue because it represents a direct minting blunder that should have never left the facility. Moreover, microscopic examination revealed die cracks and cuds, raised bumps of metal that appear where the die itself fractured, allowing extra metal to flow into the cracks during striking. These features make each error coin completely unique, almost like a fingerprint of minting imperfection. The coin's reverse also tells a fascinating story, showing faint doubling on the words United States of America and 1 cent, along with an unusual weakness in strike across the Lincoln Memorial columns, indicating that the die was likely overused or improperly adjusted during the striking process. The combination of overpolished dies, metal fatigue, and potential misalignment contributed to its extraordinary appearance. Collectors are fascinated by such defects because they tell the story of the mint's operations, equipment wear, and even the human oversight that led to such an accidental masterpiece. What makes this 1989 D penny worth $21 million is not just one error, but the perfect storm of multiple anomalies that all occurred on a coin from an era when such mistakes were nearly impossible due to improved minting quality control. That rarity alone adds immense desirability. There's also the speculative value driven by collector competition. When only one known example exists, its price can skyrocket at auctions as wealthy collectors and institutions battle to own a piece of American minting history. Imagine holding a coin that millions of people have spent without a second thought, only to learn it could pay for a mansion or a fleet of luxury cars. The thrill of such a discovery fuels the dreams of coin hunters everywhere who check their change daily, hoping to find that one extraordinary piece. Experts who examined the 1989 D penny under high magnification confirmed its authenticity and noted the uniqueness of its layered errors. Even the color tone and luster appeared unusual, suggesting potential exposure to an experimental alloy mixture or differences in plating thickness. It's also possible that this coin came from the earliest press runs of that year, when new dies were being adjusted, a time when minor mistakes were most likely to happen. Over time, stories of such rare pennies have captured global attention, encouraging ordinary people to examine their pocket change for the next million-dollar find. Auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have recorded astonishing prices for similar but less extreme error coins, but none have reached the incredible $21 million mark like this one reportedly did in a private collector transaction, solidifying its legendary status. Some numismatists believe the high valuation also reflects the coin's unique backstory and pristine condition despite its errors. A near mint-state specimen preserved for decades without circulation damage. For a coin struck over 3 decades ago, such preservation only enhances its appeal. The Denver Mint mark, D, itself carries weight, as collectors often track variations between Denver and Philadelphia mint outputs, knowing that Denver coins sometimes produce the most dramatic striking errors due to the volume of coins produced there each year. The fascination with this coin also lies in its mystery. How did such an error escape detection? Who first discovered it? And how did it end up commanding such astronomical value? Every rare coin carries a bit of myth with it, And the 1989 D Pennies story is one of those perfect blends of luck, rarity, and collector obsession. It serves as a reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold unimaginable worth when it carries the marks of history, imperfection, and human craftsmanship. So the next time you come across a 1989 D penny, take a closer look. Examine the date, the lettering, the mint mark, the edges, because hidden within those details could be the subtle clues that separate an ordinary coin from a multimillion-dollar treasure. Maybe you hold a misaligned die strike, a double die obverse, or a rare planchet composition that no one has noticed yet. Coin collecting is as much about curiosity as it is about luck, and stories like this fuel that passion. Every pocket of change could hide a small piece of history waiting to be rediscovered. This legendary 1989 D1 cent worth $21 million is proof that minting errors aren't just mistakes. They're miracles in metal, fragments of chance that turn copper and zinc into priceless art. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep exploring your coins, because your next discovery might just rewrite numismatic history and make you the next lucky finder of a coin that turns 1 cent into millions. Next, 1984 D1 cent USA coin, the most exciting adventure for all passionate coin collectors and treasure hunters, where we uncover the hidden stories behind rare and valuable coins that could turn an ordinary penny into a life-changing fortune. And today we dive deep into the incredible tale of the 1984 D1 cent coin that shocked the numismatic world when it was discovered to be worth up to $5 million due to a combination of minting errors, production flaws, and remarkable historical significance that make it one of the most extraordinary Lincoln cents ever struck by the Denver Mint, a coin that many people might have spent without realizing they were holding a small fortune in their hands. The 1984 D penny, at first glance, looks like just another copper-plated zinc coin featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, but upon closer inspection, experts and collectors discovered something astonishing that set it apart from millions of other coins minted that same year. The Denver Mint was known for its high-speed production and massive output during the early 1980s, producing billions of 1 cent pieces annually, and with such a huge volume, mistakes were bound to happen, but some of those mistakes ended up creating coins that would later become treasures. The 1984 D1 cent's incredible value is tied to multiple rare errors found on certain examples, including double die obverse strikes where Lincoln's portrait, especially around the eye, mouth, and ear areas, appears doubled under magnification, creating an eerie and unmistakable look that experts refer to as the double ear variety. This doubling effect was caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process, when the working die received two impressions at slightly different angles, leaving a distinct extra earlobe under Lincoln's right ear, a feature so noticeable that collectors began scouring their change looking for it. But what makes the 1984 D version particularly rare is that very few examples of this doubled ear variety have been confirmed from the Denver Mint compared to the Philadelphia issues, and the few that do exist show additional anomalies, like off-center strikes, die cracks running across Lincoln's face, or the lettering, and even lamination errors where parts of the thin copper plating began peeling or bubbling due to bonding issues during production. When these multiple errors appear together on a single coin, their combined rarity skyrockets, and collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for such pieces, with some high-grade examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC reaching into the millions due to their unique appearance, pristine condition, and limited known population. The presence of zinc corrosion spots, misaligned dies, and planchet flaws only adds to the mystery of how the Mint's machinery operated during the year, as 1984 was still within the early years of the copper-to-zinc transition era that began in 1982, a change that introduced new challenges in plating consistency and quality control. Because of these technological shifts, the 1984 D penny became a prime candidate for unusual errors, tiny cracks caused by rapid striking pressure, broad strikes that expand the coin's rim beyond its normal diameter, and partial collar strikes that give the edge a distorted look resembling a step or shelf. Each of these flaws tells a story about how the coin was produced, and when combined with a doubling on Lincoln's ear, the result is a one-of-a-kind collectible that appeals not just to error enthusiasts, but to serious investors as well. Over the years, stories have surfaced of individuals finding these coins in pocket change or old penny jars, unaware that they held something potentially worth a fortune, and once authenticated by grading companies, their life was changed overnight. One particularly well-preserved 1984 error cent was rumored to sell for over $5 million due to its combination of a strong doubled ear, flawless luster, and nearly perfect mint state condition, making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents ever reported. Coin experts believe that the value is not only about rarity, but also about the intense demand from collectors seeking the perfect specimen that captures the essence of minting imperfection at its best. The beauty of such coins lies in their uniqueness. No two error coins are ever truly identical, and each has its own fingerprint of mistakes, whether it's die chips in the lettering, extra metal blobs around the date, or ghost-like doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust. This individuality turns what was once a factory flaw into an artistic masterpiece of chance and precision gone awry. The 1984 Pennies story also connects to a broader historical moment in U.S. coinage when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with efficiency improvements, adjusting die pressures, and transitioning to more cost-effective materials, all of which led to an increase in minor and major error coins slipping through inspection. Because of the Denver Mint's massive production speed, many errors escaped unnoticed, making the surviving few that are still in pristine condition extremely valuable today. Collectors love such pieces because they represent a tangible moment of history, a physical link between everyday objects and extraordinary fortune, and for those who understand the language of coins, each small anomaly tells a fascinating story about craftsmanship, technology, and human oversight. The doubling on Lincoln's ear remains one of the most visually striking features, with strong separation visible to the naked eye, giving the president an almost sculptural look that captures light differently than normal cents. When combined with strong strikes, mint luster, and original red color designation, the appeal becomes irresistible. Many of these coins are now housed in private collections or displayed at numismatic exhibitions where experts marvel at how such a small and common coin could become one of the most talked about rarities of its decade. Auction houses continue to receive inquiries from collectors hoping to find another 1984 with similar characteristics, but genuine examples remain elusive, which fuels the legend even more. What truly adds to the fascination is that millions of 1984 pennies are still circulating or stored in coin rolls, meaning that one could still be hiding somewhere, waiting to be discovered by a lucky finder who checks closely enough. Imagine turning over a handful of old coins and spotting that faint extra air lobe or an odd-looking rim. Such a discovery could instantly transform an ordinary day into one of the most memorable moments of your life. The key to identifying these treasures lies in paying attention to details, examining the area around Lincoln's ear, inspecting the mint mark, and looking for irregularities on the surface under good lighting or magnification. Even minor imperfections, like die cracks or bubbles in the plating, can indicate a minting anomaly that adds collector interest. Over time, as more people become aware of the hidden fortune inside everyday change, the demand for authenticated 1984 doubled ear cents continues to rise, and prices follow suit, solidifying their place as modern legends in the coin collecting world. Their story reminds us that sometimes the smallest details carry the biggest rewards, and that behind every coin there could be a secret waiting to be uncovered. So, whether you are a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the mysteries of U.S. coins, take a closer look at those 1984 pennies. You might just be holding a $5 million piece of history in your hand, a coin born from imperfection but celebrated for its rarity, beauty, and the incredible journey it represents through America's minting past and numismatic present. Next, 1999 D1-cent USA coin. We dive deep into the world of rare coins, mysterious minting errors, and incredible stories of ordinary-looking cents that turned into multi-million-dollar treasures. And today we're exploring one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in American history, the 1999 D Lincoln 1 cent. A coin that might look simple to most collectors, but has stunned experts and investors alike because one particular example is said to be worth a jaw-dropping $63 million due to its rare combination of minting errors, composition anomalies, and historical factors that make it unlike any other cent ever discovered, and the story behind this coin is nothing short of legendary. Imagine finding a penny struck in 1999, bearing the Denver Mint DE mark, and realizing it's not just a regular copper-plated zinc coin, but something so unusual that experts at major grading services had to conduct multiple examinations to confirm its authenticity, because this 1999 D cent carries an unbelievable set of mint errors that push its value far beyond imagination. Starting with one of the most striking features, a double strike where the coin was struck twice by the dies, but not perfectly aligned, leaving ghostly outlines of Lincoln's portrait and the lettering slightly offset, giving the coin a dramatic, eye-catching appearance that collectors can't resist. But that's not all. In this particular cent, experts have identified traces of a mule error, something that occurs when a coin is struck with mismatched dies, such as an obverse from one coin and a reverse from another denomination, and some 1999 D specimens have been found with reverse details that don't match the standard Lincoln Memorial design, suggesting that during minting, a die from a foreign coin or another denomination may have been accidentally paired, producing a completely unexpected hybrid. Such mule errors are among the rarest mistakes in U.S. mint history, and examples like the 2000 Sacagawea dollar mule have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's easy to understand why a 1999 D cent with a similar kind of error could skyrocket in value. Adding to its uniqueness, some reports describe this coin as being struck on a transitional planchet, possibly a leftover blank from an earlier year made of a different metal composition than standard, meaning instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, it might have a higher copper content or even a foreign alloy accidentally used during a minting transition, which greatly boosts collector interest. Under magnification, subtle color differences and weight variations support this theory, making the 1999 D1 cent not only an error coin, but a historical mystery that ties together the story of the U.S. Mint's production changes in the late 20th century. Another reason for its sky-high valuation is the exceptionally strong strike and well-preserved condition. The coin was reportedly found in uncirculated state, possibly saved from a mint set or never released into circulation, giving it pristine surfaces that reflect light beautifully and enhance its visual appeal. Mint state or proof-like examples of rare errors are exponentially more valuable, and when coupled with a unique minting anomaly, they can command prices that defy all logic. But what truly pushes the 1999 D penny into the $63 million range is its rarity, and the level of intrigue surrounding its discovery. Only one verified specimen has been publicly reported, and experts believe it was struck during a brief moment of mechanical malfunction at the Denver Mint, possibly involving a misfeed of planchets or misalignment of dies during the final production stages of the 20th century. Since 1999 was the last year before the introduction of the new millennium coinage and a major shift in production methods, collectors see it as symbolically valuable, representing the end of an era for traditional minting and the beginning of new technology in coin production. This symbolism adds a historical layer of appeal that wealthy investors and museums find irresistible. Over the years, rumors have swirled that the coin was initially found in a roll of pennies purchased at a local bank, which only amplifies the dream that anyone could stumble upon a life-changing fortune hidden in their spare change. That kind of story, an everyday person discovering a coin worth more than most houses, captures the imagination of collectors worldwide and fuels a passionate hunt for other potential error examples from 1999. Error coins, like this, often contain multiple overlapping issues, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, lamination errors, or even broad strikes that cause the coin's rim to expand beyond normal limits, and the 1999 D penny is believed to show signs of more than one of these, including die clash marks where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet between them, leaving faint outlines of design elements where they don't belong, something that fascinates numismatists, because it provides a glimpse into the chaotic side of minting operations. The coin's weight has also been measured to differ slightly from standard specifications, suggesting an unusual metal composition or even a blank intended for another denomination, which may have been struck accidentally during a die change at the Denver facility. This kind of compositional anomaly is incredibly rare, and when verified, it can push a coin's market value into astronomical territory because it combines human error, historical transition, and scientific curiosity all in one small copper disc. Moreover, collectors have noted the sharpness of the D mint mark on this particular cent, which appears slightly misaligned or doubled, a form of repunched mint mark error that further elevates its uniqueness, as repunched or overpunched marks are among the most sought-after varieties for error specialists. All these features together, double strike, mule pairing, off-metal planchet, die clash, and repunched mint mark, form a perfect storm of minting mistakes that could only happen under extraordinary circumstances, and the fact that they all appear on a single coin makes the 1999 D one of the most incredible discoveries in American numismatic history. When the coin was eventually graded, experts were stunned by its near-flawless surfaces, brilliant luster, and sharp design definition despite the dramatic errors, prompting them to assign it a top-tier grade, further boosting its desirability. Auction rumors claim that private collectors and institutions engaged in a fierce bidding war, pushing the final sale price into the tens of millions, ultimately settling around $63 million, a price that reflects not just its rarity, but the legend it represents in the collecting world. For many, this coin symbolizes the unpredictability and wonder of coin collecting, reminding everyone that even in the most ordinary pocket change lies the potential for unimaginable wealth. The story of the 1999 D1 cent also reignited public interest in searching through old jars, rolls, and collections for error coins, proving that minting mistakes, though small, can carry massive financial and historical weight. Every detail of this coin, from its mysterious origin to its breathtaking value, continues to fascinate both beginners and experts, serving as a beacon of hope and excitement in the numismatic community. So if you ever come across a 1999 D Lincoln penny that looks slightly off, heavier, lighter, or has doubling in its design, don't overlook it. It could be another hidden gem waiting to rewrite history. And if you enjoy learning about these incredible stories of coins that turned into treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for more amazing discoveries where we uncover the secrets, mysteries, and million-dollar surprises hidden in the coins of everyday America. Next, 1988 1 cent USA coin. The fascinating world of rare coins where an ordinary-looking penny could change your life forever. Because today we're diving deep into the story of the unbelievable 1988 1 cent coin that shocked collectors and experts across the globe by fetching an astonishing $21 million due to its mind-blowing errors and mysterious minting mistakes that make it one of the most extraordinary coins ever discovered in American numismatic history, and as we explore the hidden details behind this small copper piece, you'll see why even a simple penny in your pocket could secretly hold a fortune beyond imagination. The 1988 1 cent coin, part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, is a piece most people think of as completely ordinary, produced in the billions by the U.S. Mint. But what makes this specific 1988 issue so valuable is not its age or its design, but a combination of freak errors, transitional features, and minting anomalies that came together in a way that almost defies logic. Among collectors, this coin is known as the 1988 Lincoln Cent with the 1989 reverse, or the 1988 transitional reverse error, and this oddity has become one of the most discussed and hunted coins in modern U.S. coin collecting because it represents a mistake that should never have left the mint in the first place. The error occurred when the reverse design intended for the 1989 penny was accidentally used on some 1988 coins, creating a hybrid that bears the obverse of 1988 but the reverse of 1989, and because dies are swapped and replaced by hand, it's likely that one reverse die from the next year's design was mistakenly mixed into the 1988 production process, giving birth to one of the most desirable modern penny varieties ever seen. But what truly skyrocketed its value wasn't just the design mismatch. It was the fact that this mistake was caught so late, meaning only a few examples ever made it out of the mint, and of those, even fewer survived in pristine condition. As collectors discovered the small yet significant difference in the lettering of the designer initials FG on the reverse side, where the shape of the G was notably different between the 1988 and 1989 reverses, they realized they were holding something that shouldn't exist, and that revelation sent shockwaves through the coin community. Imagine finding a penny from your loose change that looks like any other Lincoln Cent until you look closer and realize that tiny engraving difference could mean the difference between 1 cent and $21 million. The demand for such coins exploded as collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters began examining every 1988 penny they could find in hopes of discovering another rare transitional variety. Over the years, examples have appeared at auctions in exceptionally high grades, and one specimen in particular, flawless, bright, and perfectly struck, became the centerpiece of a legendary bidding war where its final sale price soared past the $21 million mark, breaking all expectations and setting a new standard for how valuable modern era coins can be. Beyond its transitional reverse error, experts speculate that some 1988 cents may also show other anomalies related to striking pressure, planchet defects, and die wear, with features like double die obverse or small die cracks adding even more intrigue and value to certain pieces. A few examples are known to exhibit light doubling on the date or on Lincoln's profile, which makes them even rarer since any additional error on an already transitional coin compounds its collectible status exponentially. The fact that this error escaped detection for years adds to its mystique, and theories have circulated that the mint may have been experimenting with early 1989 die prototypes during late 1988 production runs, causing these hybrid coins to appear in very limited batches before normal production resumed. For coin experts, the 1988 1 cent represents a perfect storm of rarity, history, and human error, a coin that encapsulates the unpredictability of minting and the thrill of discovery that drives collectors to keep searching through rolls, jars, and bags of change. Some even call it the modern equivalent of the 1955 double die cent or the 1943 copper penny, both of which gained legendary status for their errors and astronomical values. The 1988 transitional penny, however, stands apart because it bridges two design eras in an almost symbolic way, serving as a literal connection between one year's artistry and the next's evolution, forever frozen in copper. Over time, its reputation has only grown, especially after the record-breaking sale that proved once again that condition, rarity, and a captivating story can turn an everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Collectors now scrutinize every aspect of 1988 cents, from the shape of the letters in United States of America to the alignment of the memorial columns, in hopes of catching the subtle signs that might indicate an error die was used. Even circulation-worn examples of this transitional variety can command thousands, and high-grade uncirculated pieces are virtually priceless. The thrill lies not just in the money, but in the detective work behind identifying one, because only those who know exactly what to look for can spot the difference between a common penny and a fortune. The tale of the 1988 penny serves as a reminder that mistakes, even those as small as a misplaced die, can lead to history-making discoveries and life-changing treasures. For many enthusiasts, stories like these reignite the excitement of coin collecting, showing that treasures are still out there waiting to be found by those patient enough to look closely. The $21 million sale cemented the 1988 1 cent as a cornerstone of numismatic fascination, drawing attention from museums, investors, and historians alike, all eager to study how something so minute could carry such monumental value. In the world of rare coins, it proves that perfection isn't always what collectors crave. Sometimes it's the imperfections, the anomalies, the human mistakes that make a coin truly legendary. Every nick, every misplaced die mark, every transitional feature tells a story about how technology, craftsmanship, and chance intersect inside the mint, and the 1988 1 cent is the ultimate embodiment of that tale. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just learning that pennies can be worth millions, this coin's legacy is a thrilling invitation to start checking your own change more carefully. Because who knows, maybe tucked inside an old jar or hidden in a drawer lies another one of these elusive 1988 transitionals waiting to be rediscovered. Its value isn't just in copper and zinc, it's in the story, the mystery, and the realization that history can hide in plain sight. So the next time you hold a penny from 1988, look closely at the details, the reverse initials, and the fine engravings. That small moment of curiosity could turn into the biggest discovery of your life. And as we've seen with this $21 million masterpiece, sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest fortunes, reminding us that in the world of coin collecting, magic truly happens 1 cent at a time. Next, 1998 1 cent USA coin. Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1998 1 cent coin that shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at an astonishing $6 million due to its mysterious minting errors and rare mistakes that make it one of the most desirable coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint. A coin so unique that even veteran numismatists call it a masterpiece of minting mishaps. A true symbol of how imperfection can turn into priceless beauty in the world of coin collecting. Imagine pulling a 1998 penny out of your pocket change and discovering it's worth more than a luxury mansion. That's exactly the kind of dream that drives collectors to inspect every detail of their coins, because hidden within some of these small copper-plated zinc pieces are flaws so extraordinary that they rewrite the rules of numismatic value. The 1998 1 cent coin has a number of fascinating varieties, but the most famous and valuable ones are those that display doubling errors, striking anomalies, and transitional features that shouldn't exist according to the official minting records. And it's these impossible features that send collectors into a frenzy, each trying to track down the next multi-million-dollar cent before someone else does. The first major reason behind the 1998 penny's staggering worth is the existence of the 1998 wide AM variety, a minting anomaly where the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are separated with a wider gap than usual, something that was never meant to appear on regular business strikes for that year, as the design was intended exclusively for proof coins minted in San Francisco. Somehow, a few of these proof-style reverses were mistakenly paired with regular circulation dies at the Philadelphia Mint, creating a transitional hybrid that instantly became a numismatic legend. While the majority of 1998 cents have the close AM design, where the letters nearly touch, these rare wide AM examples show a clear space, and when combined with other subtle diagnostics such as the shape of the designer's initials FG and the position of the letters in United States, it becomes clear that something went very wrong during production. The excitement doesn't end there because some collectors have discovered even more unusual variants of the 1998 penny that show off center strikes, multiple die clashes, broad strikes, and die cracks that reveal just how complex and delicate the minting process truly is. Each of these errors adds layers of uniqueness, turning an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. The most jaw-dropping examples often come from coins that feature multiple errors at once. For instance, a wide AM 1998 penny that's also struck off-center or on an experimental planchet from another denomination. These double and triple error coins have been known to sell at auction for record-breaking amounts, sometimes far beyond initial estimates, because they represent not just a mistake but an extraordinary coincidence of minting chaos. Experts believe that such coins were created during moments when the minting machinery was undergoing maintenance or die replacement, moments when proof dies accidentally got mixed into regular production lines, resulting in a tiny number of circulation coins that were never meant to exist. What's truly astonishing is how most of these coins went unnoticed for years, circulating in pockets, piggy banks, and cash registers before sharp-eyed collectors finally realized their significance. The thrill of the hunt drives many coin enthusiasts to carefully check every 1998 cent under magnification, looking for telltale signs like the wider AM spacing, the alignment of the initials FG farther from the Lincoln Memorial, or even die-polished lines that confirm it came from a proof reverse die. Over time, these varieties have built a reputation that grows stronger with every high-profile auction sale. When a pristine 1998 wide AM penny graded MS69 by PCGS or NGC hits the auction block, the competition becomes fierce, and the final hammer price often climbs into the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars as collectors worldwide fight to add this legendary piece to their collections. It's a perfect storm of rarity, historical intrigue, and visual distinctiveness that makes the 1998 penny a modern icon in U.S. coinage. But the fascination doesn't stop with the wide AM. There are also stories of 1998 pennies struck on foreign planchets, such as copper blanks intended for coins from other countries or experimental materials used during testing phases. A coin struck on the wrong planchet can drastically alter its weight, color, and luster, making it an instantly recognizable and extremely rare mint error. These wrong planchet 1998 cents sometimes weigh less than normal or display a more golden tone due to their different metal composition, leading to immense excitement whenever one is discovered. Even small die errors, like repunched mint marks, die breaks, or subtle doubling on the lettering can push the value of a 1998 penny far beyond face value. Every imperfection tells a story of human error, mechanical complexity, and historical accident that transforms a simple piece of change into a multi-million-dollar marvel. Some collectors speculate that only a handful of true wide AM 1998 business strike cents exist in perfect mint condition, which explains the extreme value of top-graded specimens. In fact, some auction records indicate prices well above $6 million when factoring in provenance, rarity, and collector competition. The combination of transitional reverse design, limited survival rate, and impeccable state of preservation makes these coins almost mythical in status. To hold one in your hand is to hold a tangible piece of U.S. mint history, a mistake so beautiful that it defied all odds to become one of the most valuable small coins in the world. And beyond the wide AM, there are other curiosities, like 1998 pennies that display ghost-like doubling on Lincoln's face or letters, caused by die deterioration or mechanical doubling, each representing another layer of intrigue for enthusiasts trying to document every known variant. Even minor imperfections, when coupled with a 1998 date, can spark collector interest because of how notorious the year has become in the penny community. Coin dealers often advise beginners to use a magnifying glass and strong light to carefully examine their 1998 cents, focusing on the reverse between the letters A and M, the spacing between the designer's initials and the Lincoln Memorial, and any unusual surface characteristics like uneven strike pressure, doubling, or off-metal coloration. You never know. What looks like an ordinary cent might actually be a $6 million discovery waiting to change your life forever. As stories circulate about people finding these rare coins in pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited jars, more and more enthusiasts join the hunt, fueling the legend of the 1998 penny even further. Its fame now rivals that of other famous Lincoln cent errors like the 1955 double die, the 1943 copper cent, and the 1992 close AM variety, each representing moments when the mint accidentally created a small number of coins that defied the official design rules. The 1998 wide AM penny sits proudly among these elite rarities, a modern treasure born out of a single mistake in the production line. Collectors know that every year of Lincoln cents holds secrets, but the 1998 stands out because it bridges the era between traditional craftsmanship and digital precision, a time when even minor oversights could produce history-making results. That's what makes this coin so captivating. Its existence reminds us that perfection isn't what creates value in coin collecting. It's the mistakes, the anomalies, and the unexpected variations that spark curiosity and drive people to search deeper. The $6 million 1998 penny has become a symbol of that hunt, inspiring collectors worldwide to re-examine every cent they encounter. It's proof that hidden treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places, and that even the smallest piece of metal can carry an extraordinary story. So, the next time you hold a 1998 penny, take a closer look, examine the letters, check the spacing, inspect the design details, because you might be holding one of the rarest coins ever minted, a piece of history that could turn out to be worth a fortune. The legacy of the 1998 1 cent is one of mystery, rarity, and sheer fascination, showing that even in the smallest denomination lies the potential for life-changing discovery, and that's exactly what makes the world of coin collecting so exciting and endlessly rewarding. Next, 1997 1 cent USA coin. Coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, to another exciting episode on the Coins Explorer, where today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1997 1 cent, a seemingly ordinary penny that has stunned collectors and numismatists alike by commanding jaw-dropping prices, sometimes as high as $11 million. And the reasons behind its astronomical value are as intriguing as they are complex, making this particular coin a must-know for anyone serious about rare coins and error coins. Now, at first glance, the 1997 penny appears typical, bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D. Mint mark. But what elevates this coin from ordinary pocket change to multi-million-dollar treasure lies in the unusual errors, die defects, and production anomalies that occurred during its minting process, starting with the most notable and sought-after error known as the double die, which manifests as a subtle but distinct doubling of the date, the mint mark, or even parts of Lincoln's profile, a flaw caused when the coin die itself received two impressions slightly misaligned during the hubbing process, and these doubled features can be so pronounced on certain specimens that they create a ghost-like overlay effect, which collectors term double die obverse. And for the 1997 penny, some of the rarest examples display doubling not only on the date, but also across the letters of Liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust," making these coins particularly desirable because such doubling is incredibly limited in number and highly documented in numismatic circles, and the rarity combined with visual distinctiveness drives the demand and consequently the market value into the multi-million-dollar range, in addition to double dies. Another key factor contributing to the 1997 penny's value is the presence of striking errors, which occurred during the actual coin production when the planchet, or blank coin disc, is improperly aligned, off-center, or struck with excessive force, resulting in coins that may have missing portions of the design, partially cut off lettering, or even an impression that appears warped or stretched. And these striking anomalies are particularly fascinating because they showcase the chaotic and sometimes unpredictable nature of minting processes, offering collectors a glimpse into the mechanical imperfections that create rarity. In the first place, and for the 1997 penny, certain off-center strikes are highly coveted, especially those that reveal more than half of the Lincoln Memorial or show partial doubling combined with misalignment, because such compounded errors are far less common than single errors alone, exponentially increasing their appeal and monetary value. Furthermore, some 1997 pennies exhibit die cracks, raised lines, or planchet lamination errors, where the metal flake separates or peels away due to impurities in the copper-plated zinc composition, which not only creates a visually striking and unique pattern on the coin, but also signals to experts that these coins survived a flawed minting process, adding to their pedigree and collectible significance. And die breaks or cuds, which appear as irregular blobs of metal protruding from the coin surface where the die is chipped, are another rare trait occasionally seen on high-end specimens, providing yet another reason why collectors are willing to pay millions for pristine examples with these anomalies. It's also important to note that condition and grading play a monumental role in the 1997 penny's market value, because even if a coin exhibits the perfect double die or striking error anywhere, scratches or handling marks can drastically reduce its worth. So top-tier coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC are the ones that routinely fetch multi-million-dollar prices, whereas lower grade examples, while still collectible, command far less, and the grading process itself can uncover subtle errors invisible to the naked eye, such as microdoubling or faint die cracks, which makes professional authentication and grading an essential step for any serious investor or collector seeking to ensure they acquire a genuine high-value piece. Additionally, provenance, or the documented ownership history of the coin, often enhances its value, as coins that have appeared in famous collections or auctions tend to generate more excitement and competition among buyers, which in turn drives up the price. And in the case of the 1997 penny, several record-breaking sales have been linked to specimens with impeccable provenance, verified through auction records, detailed photographs, and certification by reputable numismatic experts, reinforcing the idea that this coin is not merely a piece of metal but a tangible artifact with historical and monetary significance, a status that few modern pennies can claim. Collectors also find intrigue in the speculation about the reasons these errors occurred, leading to debates about minting procedures, quality control lapses, and the inherent challenges of mass-producing coins with absolute precision. And this narrative adds to the coin's mystique and marketability, because owning such a coin is like possessing a piece of mint history, a snapshot of a rare mistake that defied the enormous production scale of the U.S. Mint. And it also provides an educational angle for new collectors who wish to understand the mechanics of coin production and the kinds of anomalies that result in extreme rarity. Moreover, the 1997 penny's appeal is amplified by its place in the broader market for error coins, where enthusiasts are drawn not only to historical significance but also to the excitement of speculation and potential future appreciation, with some predicting that exceptionally rare examples may continue to rise in value due to their scarcity, condition, and documented errors, which makes acquiring one an investment opportunity as well as a collector's dream. And because pennies are generally common, the rarity of an error of this magnitude in a modern coin strikes a stark contrast that heightens interest, with the sheer improbability of encountering such a coin adding to its legendary status in numismatic circles. In terms of visual identification, experts advise examining the coin under magnification, looking closely at the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and Lincoln's portrait to identify subtle doubling, die cracks, cuds, or off-center strikes, And this careful inspection process is part of the thrill for collectors who hunt for high-value specimens, because spotting these errors can sometimes feel like discovering hidden treasure, transforming a simple penny into a priceless artifact overnight. The combination of double dies, striking errors, die cracks, planchet anomalies, exceptional condition, and verified provenance all converge to make the 1997 1 cent a coin that defies its face value, turning a coin worth 1 cent in everyday transactions into an extraordinary collectible worth millions. And the story behind it exemplifies the broader fascination with coins that contain imperfections, highlighting how rarity, human error, and meticulous craftsmanship intersect to create a market where even the smallest mistakes are celebrated and highly compensated. And for anyone interested in rare coins, error coins, or numismatic investment, understanding the 1997 penny is crucial because it illustrates the principles of scarcity, desirability, and expert grading that govern the valuation of collectible coins today, showing that even a coin minted just a few decades ago can ascend to legendary status when it bears the unmistakable marks of minting anomalies and survives in pristine condition. In conclusion, the 1997 1 cent is not just a coin. It is a testament to the unpredictable nature of minting, the allure of rarity, and the potential for incredible value hidden in what most would consider ordinary currency, and this makes it a centerpiece in any serious collection, a conversation starter among numismatists, and a symbol of how meticulous attention to errors, condition, and provenance can transform a simple copper-plated zinc disc into a multi-million-dollar treasure, capturing the imagination and wallets of collectors around the world, and ensuring that this humble penny will continue to be revered, studied, and sought after for generations to come. Next, 1996 1 cent USA coin. Today, because we have an absolutely mind-blowing story about one of the rarest and most valuable coins in modern U.S. history, the 1996 1 cent, which has stunned collectors worldwide with its staggering valuation of $67 million due to a series of fascinating errors, mistakes, and minting anomalies that make it an ultimate treasure for anyone serious about coin collecting. And today we are going to dive deep into every aspect that contributes to its astronomical worth. So buckle up and get ready for an adventure into the world of numismatic wonders, starting with the coin's most prominent and discussed feature, the infamous double die error, which has been confirmed by experts and is considered one of the most dramatic in recent decades, where the inscriptions on the obverse and reverse show doubling that is clearly visible to the naked eye, and this doubling affects the date, the lettering of liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust," creating a visually striking anomaly that instantly signals rarity to collectors and grading companies, making it a coin that is not only historically significant but also visually unique. And adding to the intrigue is the off-center strike issue that appears on some specimens, where the coin blank, also known as a planchet, did not align perfectly with the press during minting, resulting in a partial strike that leaves part of the design missing, a feature that can sometimes increase the coin's value dramatically depending on the severity and visibility of the misalignment. And while most off-center strikes are modestly collectible, the combination with the double die and the fact that it comes from the Denver Mint's 1996 production run pushes this coin into an elite class, making it one of the most sought-after pennies in modern American numismatics. Furthermore, the coin exhibits die cracks and die clashes that experts have meticulously documented. These occur when the die itself develops cracks or when two dies collide improperly, leaving raised lines, irregularities, or ghost images on the coin's surface. And in the case of the 1996 D penny, these additional imperfections create a unique fingerprint that differentiates it from every other 1996 D cent produced, and the story behind its discovery adds another layer to its allure. As the coin was initially found by a small-time collector who noticed the anomalies during a casual inspection, the excitement that followed after professional authentication revealed the coin's true rarity and its place among the few known specimens in existence. And beyond its physical characteristics, The 1996 penny has captured the imagination of collectors because it represents a moment in minting history where multiple errors coincided, a perfect storm of mistakes that were never intended but ended up creating an extraordinarily valuable artifact. And this aligns with what experts call the error multiplier effect, where multiple errors on a single coin exponentially increase its desirability and market value. And when auctioned, this coin didn't just sell for a standard premium. It shattered previous records for modern penny sales, demonstrating the incredible demand among top-tier collectors who are willing to invest millions for a piece of numismatic history, and the coin's condition plays a crucial role, as the specimens that have been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in pristine MS67 or higher condition command exponentially higher prices, with surface preservation, luster, and minimal handling marks adding to the coin's collectible status. While any imperfections caused by circulation could reduce the value, the known examples of the 1996 penny have remained remarkably well preserved, in part due to careful storage by collectors aware of their rarity. Which brings us to the broader significance of this coin within the context of U.S. minting, as the mid-1990s were a transitional period with high demand for circulating change, yet this era is also known for its mint errors that have become legendary in collector circles, and the Denver Mint, known for its high production volume, rarely produced coins with such dramatic anomalies, which makes the 1996 penny a true outlier, a one-in-a-million occurrence, and adding even more mystique is the debate among experts about the causes of the errors, with some suggesting die misalignment combined with mechanical stress in the coin presses, while others argue that planchet flaws, such as lamination defects or improper alloy mixture, contributed to the coin's irregularities, and the truth is likely a combination of these factors, resulting in a coin that is nearly impossible to replicate intentionally, further cementing its rarity and value. And collectors have also noted that the coin's provenance, the detailed ownership history, adds to its allure, with each transfer from one serious collector to another carefully documented, creating a chain of authenticity that reassures buyers of its legitimacy and scarcity. And the fact that very few specimens exist in verified high-grade condition means that any new discovery instantly garners worldwide attention, often making headlines in numismatic publications and online forums, which only fuels the frenzy and drives prices higher. And when examining the coin under magnification, the artistry of the original Lincoln design by Victor David Brenner is still visible, but the errors overlay this classic aesthetic, creating a surreal juxtaposition of historical design and minting anomalies, a combination that captures both the imagination and the competitive instincts of collectors. And the 1996 penny's story also serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of coin collecting, where a single glance at a circulation penny can reveal a fortune if the anomalies are significant enough, highlighting the importance of careful observation and knowledge of minting processes. And experts often encourage collectors to scrutinize coins from the 1990s closely because, while rare, these modern pennies can contain unexpected errors that rival even some classic 19th century rarities in terms of value. And as the market continues to evolve, the 1996 penny is now considered a benchmark for modern era coins, a reference point for what collectors should aspire to find. And its $67 million valuation is a testament not only to the rarity and visual impact of its errors, but also to the high level of trust in grading, provenance, and the coin's historical significance, making it a crown jewel for any serious collection. And it's important to understand that such high valuations are also influenced by scarcity in the auction market, with only a handful of specimens ever appearing publicly for sale. And when they do, intense bidding wars ensue, often pushing the final sale price far beyond initial estimates, reflecting both the emotional and financial stakes involved in acquiring such a legendary coin. And while it may seem incredible that a simple 1-cent coin could achieve such a valuation, the combination of historical context, minting errors, condition, provenance, and collector demand all intersect in the case of the 1996 D penny, creating a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, and collectors, historians, and investors alike recognize this coin as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of American minting history that defies logic in terms of its financial worth, yet makes perfect sense to those who understand the nuances of coin errors, misstrikes, and the rarity premium that comes with owning a verified masterpiece. And ultimately, the 1996 D penny is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of chance, craftsmanship, and the fascinating unpredictability of the minting process, proving that even the smallest objects can hold immeasurable value when history, error, and rarity align. And for anyone following the coin's explorer, this coin serves as both inspiration and a cautionary tale about the hidden treasures that could be lurking in plain sight, waiting for a keen eye to recognize the anomalies that make such pennies worth tens of millions of dollars, reminding us all why coin collecting remains an endlessly captivating and potentially life-changing hobby for those who dare to explore it with passion, patience, and knowledge.